Talk about technical issues. Talk about technical issues. Do you believe it? I went live this morning. Thought I was going live. Thought I was live. But it wasn't broadcasting out. It wasn't broadcasting out. So I did a whole segment thinking that the broadcast was going out. Nada. Nothing happened. But hey, you know what? I'm still here. And I'm going to push this broadcast out regardless. Yes, we're going to make this happen today. Why? Because there's so many things going on in our world. So many things going on in our world. And we've got to show up and do.
The Message Talk Show is back again, back. Find the links on Master the Message with Alex and links on the Message Talk Show on Facebook. So guys, tune into the show. Don't miss it because it's going to be an amazing show. You are going to be touched. You're going to be amazed. You're going to be excited. It's Thursday, 11 o'clock on a Thursday. The Message Talk Show with Alex Gordon. Yes, don't miss it.
Hey, today I'm talking about the one presentation. I did the segment, but it didn't go out for some reason. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong, but it didn't go out. So I thought, you know what? Let's just push this out now because you know what? It's meant to go out today on the Message Talk Show with host Alex Gordon. So get a cup of coffee, call your friends, call somebody and say, tune into the show today because today we're talking about the one presentation. What do I mean by the one presentation? Well, let's think about this. Let me ask you this question. What is the one thing, what is the number one thing that is stopping you, that's preventing you achieve your goals? What is the number one thing that's stopping you from stepping into your greatness? What is the number one thing that's preventing you from achieving your dreams? What is the number one thing holding you back from where you want to get to? Many times we when we look at these things, we think and we overcomplicate things by thinking, well, we have a blame culture, and because we have a blame culture, we will blame a variety of different things. Even people will blame as to preventing us from achieving what we want to do. But today I want to tell you, no, I don't want to tell you, no. I want you to realize that the one thing that's stopping you, the one thing preventing you, the one thing that's blocking you is, go on, think about it, dwell over it, contemplate it. Yes, you've got it. You almost got it. Yes. Yes. No, it's not procrastination. No, it's not procrastination. What is it? No, not your attitude. No. What is the one thing that's preventing you? Okay. Here it is. It's a decision. The one thing that's holding you back is you making a decision. When you decide, you cut away from all other options and focus on the one thing. That's why I'm talking about the one presentation today. Why? Because we live in a very busy world, a very busy society. We're busy. We're content creators. We're creating content left, right, and center. We're on this content production schedule that's never stopping. And the gurus are saying, right, you create it this way, you create it that way. And as they're telling you how to create it and why you need to create it, they're selling you more tools to help you create the content. Yeah, so you buy more tools to help you create the content and you spend more time creating the content. You're on a treadmill. It never stops of creation. And so you're speaking. You're speaking about different things. You're speaking about this. You're speaking about that. You're speaking about so many different things. But I want to bring you back to the one thing, the one presentation, the one thing. Why am I talking about the one thing? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how busy you get. No, okay, you're not a supermarket, all right? You're not a supermarket. You're not like a supermarket. Yes, supermarket have got so many different things selling. Yeah, all these different commodities in there, all these different things they're selling. You're not like a supermarket. No, you're not a supermarket. You are here with a purpose in mind, here to deliver something before we go. And this is what I'm saying. It's crazy. Some good things are happening, but some bad things have happened. Some bad things have happened. And as you look around us, we're in that sense of, what's it? No certainty. Things are changing. Prices are going up. This is happening. No guarantees. Well, if you think you have a job, people are in the midst of turmoil, just spinning and doing, spinning and being, spinning. But I want to bring you back to the one presentation. And when I bring it back to the one presentation, that's why I ask you the question: what is it that's stopping you from achieving your dreams, your goals, all the things you want to do? And it's making that decision. It's all it is a decision. A decision that you have to make about what you got to do. So when I bring it back to the one presentation, when you stand to speak, what do you hope to happen? What is it that you want to happen? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. What is it that you want to happen? I'm giving you an opportunity to comment, to think about it. I'm giving you an opportunity to dwell it over in your mind and think about it. What is it? What is it you want to happen? Okay. Number one, you want to connect with the audience. All right? You want to connect with the audience, want to attract the people to you. Yeah. You want to have a conversation with the audience. A conversation. The conversation is two-way. You speak and you listen. And when you listen to the audience, you breathe life into your presentation because you kind of respond to what they're thinking. Sometimes when you speak, you can almost see what people are thinking without saying it because you can see the deep thought process. So you want to connect with them? Yes. You want to have a conversation? And you want your message to be heard. You want the message to connect with their hearts. You want the message, what you bring, to really impact their lives. Now, get a piece of paper and draw a star. Draw a star with probably 8 points. Okay? Get a piece of paper and draw a star. It's not very difficult. I'm not asking you to do much. Just get a piece of paper and draw a star. All right? Now, in the middle, draw a circle. Just draw a circle in the middle. It's not hard. Just draw a circle in the middle. And in the middle of the circle, put a big M. Yeah, a big M. And what that is, it's the one message that you have to give, the one message that you have to bring, the one presentation that you have to create of your one message. The one message that's going to impact millions of lives. The one message that's going to touch loads of people's lives. Not the myriad of things that you're talking about all the time. And sometimes, you see, we are in this, because we're in this content creation bubble and we're creating so much content and pushing it out. We think we have to talk about a variety of different things. No, one presentation, one thing, one focus. Make that decision. Make that decision. Now, there's one gentleman that we talk about all the time. Yes. And it's not that he gave only one presentation, but we remember this presentation so powerfully. We quote this presentation so powerfully. We quote this gentleman so much, Dr. Martin King Jr. We quote from this one presentation that we remember. Not that he didn't do many others, but we remember this so much. And the reason why we remember it so much, he says his comment was his statement was, "I have a dream." His message was, "I have a dream." He had a dream that he was putting across for people of a country in America. And so the question is, what is your dream? The question is, what is your purpose? Why? What is your why? What is your purpose? We can't run away from these things because life is so precious. And when life is taken so easily, when life is destroyed so easily, when life is just dissipates, you've got to understand that you're not just here filling space. You're not just here occupying space. No, you're here with a purpose and with a destiny, which has to be fulfilled. But you can't allow the condition and the environment to somehow erode your reason for being here. You can't allow that to happen. That's why you have to find it and you have to focus it. Find it, focus it. Find it and focus it and work it, own it. And that's why I'm talking about the one presentation. The one presentation that you've got to give, that you've got to connect with the audience, they're going to impact your audience, and your message is going to get across to the world. Now, think about this. That message has the ability to transform people's minds. That message has the ability to transform people's hearts. Where's that message coming from? It's the stories that you bring. It's the struggles of where you've been. It's the strengths of what you're good at. Put that together in your message. It's so simple. And we use that to transform the hearts and minds of other people around us who are going through situations, who are going through things and need your help. Simple, isn't it? You have the ability to transform minds. You have the ability to transform hearts. But that's only when you connect with why you're here. That's only when you connect with the purpose for which you came. Your ability to do. Now, we've been through so many things. We have been through so many things. We've been through industrialization, so many shifts. That's what I've called them. Major shifts in our economy. Industrialization, mechanization, automation, the way we produce goods and services, the way we manufacture stuff have been automated, task orientated, then computerization. Then we hit the information age, information freely available. Anything you want to know is freely available. What's not available is that you haven't got the time to sit down and go through everything that's freely available. And that's why you pay for someone to condense it and put it together, and they teach you what they've done to get the result, because you haven't got the time. But if you had loads of time to go through stuff, man, you just sit on the internet and just pour in all the stuff that's out there, but you haven't got that kind of time. And some of the sources have not been verified either. And so we hit the digital era. We have seen the impact of the digital era and the automation of the digital information. Yes, AI, artificial intelligence. Now, where this really hit home for me is when we started talking about driverless trucks. And we had a problem between last year to this year that we talked about, whereby we didn't have enough drivers because of closing down drivers, not enough drivers from abroad driving for us anymore because of Brexit. So we didn't have enough drivers with HGV licenses. And so one of the reasons was put forward was that a few years back, we come to a conclusion that because of driverless trucks, we weren't going to need to train as many drivers because we have trucks on the road that drive themselves. Now let's expand that. Driverless trucks, driverless cars. Now imagine you order your taxi, you ring up, you order a taxi, a car appears outside with no driver. You jump in there and you go where you're going. Yes? These are the things that's around us. Yes? The automation of tasks. So therefore, you cannot attach or tie yourself to a task that's going to disappear in a few years' time. You cannot attach your purpose to routines that won't be around. We have to dig deep. And that's why, despite everything that's happened, despite all the shift that's happened in the world, we still come back to that one question: what is your dream? It's always about you and your dream. It's always about you and where you're going. It's always about you and the goals that you've set. That's so important. Despite all the shifts, we come back to that one poignant question that we have to ask all the time. And it's to help you get to where you need to go. Because if you absorb yourselves in the tasks and routines that are around you that are going to disappear, imagine having driverless buses. Imagine that, driverless buses. And all the drivers around the country get made redundant because we don't need drivers anymore to drive the buses. They're all driverless buses. Huh? Can you imagine what happens? And therefore, it doesn't matter where you are right now or where you think or the roles you think you're performing. We need to find out. You need to ask yourself the question: what is your dream? Where do you want to go? What do you see yourself doing? Because when those tasks disappear from around you, what are you going to do? That's why I'm encouraging you now to start thinking about developing your one presentation, developing what you have, developing, putting your thoughts together and creating that presentation. Because there's no doubt we'll have a lot more speakers, yes? We will have a lot more speakers. But it's important that you and I are walking in the purpose for which we came. It's important you and I are walking in the purpose for which we've been brought for such a time as this. I don't want you to consume everything that's around you. I want you to spend some time and reflect on what you bring. Reflect on what you have. Then find it. Yes, that's number one thing, you're going to find it. Number two, you're going to own it. Yes, own it. So create the presentation, create the talk, own it, practice it, perform it, get that message out there. And where does mastery come from? Mastery comes from the ability to perform a task effortlessly. Mastery comes from the ability to perform a task effortlessly. So when you put that presentation together, when you make it happen and you constantly give the same presentation from different angles, you become the master of that one presentation. You don't have to give 100 different presentations to get your points across. No, it's the one presentation that you need to do, that you need to work on yourself. Does that make sense? Now, here's what I want you to do for me. I want you to jump on a call. Jump on a call with me. Jump on a call. Jump. And you don't take this thing seriously, man. You need to jump on a call with me because there's one presentation that you've got to give. You came to give, and let's ignite that presentation. Let's ignite that presentation. Jump on a call with me, masteryourmessage.co.uk/ignite. It's important that you are walking in your purpose, that you are walking for which you came, that you are speaking, that you are presenting, that you're pushing out your stuff. It's important. You cannot stay where you are because things are changing. Things are constantly changing. I mentioned the shifts. Go back over the years and look at the shifts that's happened in our economy, the way we do things, the shift has taken place, and they're constantly moving. Nothing is standing still. There's a generation who've never had a job. They've grown up, come out of school and university, and work for themselves. There's a generation who spent 40, 50 years working in one job. I'm saying things have changed. Therefore, you have to take the bull by the horn and change things for yourself. What is it that you want to do? What is it when you want to dream? It's important to create the one presentation. Get it together now. Get it together. Get it together. You got to do it.
You are listening to the Message Talk Show and Podcast. Do you believe you have something to share? Do you believe you have something to contribute? Do you have a story to tell the world, to share with your community? Gandhi said, man often becomes what he believes himself to be. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So join us on the Message Talk Show and Podcast with host Alex Gordon.
So it's not going to be a long broadcast today, guys. It's not a long one. I'm just encouraging you to start giving that one presentation. The one presentation that you need to give. Get it together. Give me a call. And let's connect over this one presentation that's going to impact the world and your world and my world.
Don't miss the show. You got to be on this show.